Let's check it out now, the Honda starting lineup. Stewart, Preston, Buckaloo, Gosler, all doing well. In fact, on our Suzuki storyline, as you notice as we go through the starting lineup, Smith, Pingree, Gosler, and Sellards, along with Buckaloo, raced well during qualifying action. So it'll be interesting to see if that 125 veteran can get to the point of putting pressure on James Stewart. Coming out of that first turn, as you see the starting gate here at Anaheim here tonight, you'll see the white line across the track. That's the hole shot line, the Powerade hole shot line. The first rider over that line wins $1,000 here with 125 Western action. David Pingree, number 39, coming back after that hellacious crash last week. Very sore shoulder. 32nd board sideways. We're ready to go for our main event. The final round from Anaheim, California. Round 5. Pingree on the inside gets boxed out. But it's Brock Sellards getting the hole shot. The Powerade hole shot to Brock Sellards. So KTM is well represented up front with a guy who we expected to be out front a lot more this year than we've seen so far.
Oh, and Danny Smith goes down and collects Stewart.
Stewart went down too. Oh, we got a 125 main event that you're going to write about.
And while where Smith was trying to get going, he went down again. Stewart dead last, so for the last 2 times here in Anaheim. And I talked to him about the last one. He liked that win, or that second place finish, the most of all the 4 races he's ridden so far because he felt like he gained confidence and he used it as an opportunity to see what he had. Here it is again. Front end's going to wash out. That slick surface right there. Anything that's light colored is like ice. Stewart really had nowhere to go. What a shame. We're going to see some.
Pingree got around him, and there's Jeremy Albrecht. But, you know, he knows what his man can do.
It has not been a good weekend. Oh!
There's Stewart trying to fight back through the crowd right now.
And they're going to...
Danny Smith, number 37.
Watch what they pass right here. Pingree.
Pingree went down.
End over end. His bike actually balanced upside down for a moment.
Well, you can't take your eyes off this track here in Anaheim. And the gracious style now of James Stewart.
Well, this is the break that Sellards had at the first race. He's got to stay on 2 wheels. And I keep talking about, a little mistake right there. I keep talking about Billy Lanovich. This kid is good. He came up to the amateur ranks. Not quite as impressive as Stewart. But
Lanovich in second place. Sellards, this has not been the season for Brock that he envisioned coming into the year. His best finish in the opener prior to tonight was 4th right here at Anaheim in the first round. Here's Lanovich.
Watch his style. He's got the jumping down, good timing. He's keeping pace with his teammate. Seems like he's always around a teammate in all of these races. He squats down, stays low.
He's improved, that's for sure. A 22nd at Anaheim 2 and a 15th last week at Phoenix. Both times getting into the main event from the qualifying round. Gosler, number 90, on the AMSOIL Honda, is in 3rd place. You notice the boxes up on the left. The green box, number 19, Decker. That means he moved up a lap on the last lap.
Now I'm thinking Gosler's going to start applying a little bit of pressure to Lanovich. Gosler's been up front so much in this series. Lanovich really hasn't. I'm wondering how he's going to react to that kind of pressure, because if he just keeps his cool, he should be able to stay on the podium. It'll be a good night for KTM after the disaster last week.
There's Stewart, still making his way up through the pack. He is the fastest guy on the track, no question about that. And you see some lap times up on top. Number 1 and 2, Sellards and Lanovich had the same lap time. Let's go to Davey.
Well, guys, you're watching James Stewart. He's riding with his clutch lever bent up. But as you can see, he is completely going for it right now. Keep an eye on the way he goes off the jumps. He keeps looking over to see where the leader is. Stewart not racing against these guys. He's racing against Brock Sellards.
Good point, Davey. And he just made a mistake in the whoop section. I didn't think he was going to be able to jump the triple. He actually wheelied into the face. and still jumped it anyway. They made a little mistake right there. And I talked to him about, you know, if you're going 100 miles an hour on the freeway, a lot of these racers have done that somewhere in their driving days, and that's not they're not concerned about themselves. It's the other people going 55 and 60 that's the problem. Stewart is capable of going so much faster than some of these back markers that's really a danger, and he can't just open up and turn the fast lap times he needs to.
He just moved into 8th, passing Eric Vallejo. Our leader, Brock Sellers, will be back in a moment as you see our top 5. A long way to go in our 125 Western main event from Anaheim, California. Number 18, Brock Sellers. He has led a race before this year, but went head over heels, losing the lead.
I don't think he's going to make that mistake again, Art. He's a veteran. He's almost won this championship before.
There's Lanovich, 132, trying to catch Gosler, number 90.
Gosler got around him a few laps ago, and Lanovich has been able to keep pace with him, so he's learning right now. He's not going crazy. He's going, okay, I'm still in 3rd. Even if he drops back to 4th or 5th, it'll be a big improvement over what's been happening to him so far.
Gosler leading off the year with a 3rd here in Anaheim. He scored a 4th last week in Phoenix.
Gosler's trying to settle down just a little bit. He's able to ride without any pressure from Lanovich. He's probably kind of torn between trying to ride smooth and get a good finish, get some points. At the same time, go, man, I need to hang it out a little bit to try to get up to the leader, Sellers. See what happens.
Gosler's problem, of course, in the past has been going down in key moments. They took a possible win away from him in that opening round when he collided with Tane, ran right into the back of Tane, fighting for the lead on the very last lap. Behind Gosler is still Lanovich, Kevin Johnson, Joseph Olaf, who's having the race of his life here in the 125 main event, as he did with his best qualifying position ever getting into the main.
Now you got a battle developing behind these guys with Stewart and Preston.
Whoa, they took an elbow in the whoop section as we take a look at Sellers. There's Stewart battling Preston. Stewart in the whoops, David, got in on him and gave him an elbow.
He's aggressive. We've seen that. He's going to let Preston know right now, hey, I'm not fooling around. I'm angry. I'm not going to settle for this position. Get out of the way.
On the stopwatch, you see the lap times there. The last lap and the current lap. Whoa, blitzed by him. Looked like he had nitro in his tank that time. Just went right by him.
We keep talking about how smart he is. That was the obvious choice to go wide. Preston had to cover the inside. And it was really a no-win situation because he knew that Stewart was either going to block past him if he went wide or get a run on him off the outside.
Olaf, number 79, is his next target. I remind you, Brock Sellers out in front has a 3-second lead on Gosler as we take a look at the real battle coming from behind here in number 259. Our points leader, James Stewart, came into this race leading by 25 points. He gets by Olaf with a good, clean block pass.
It is amazing. You can hear the crowd erupt every time he makes a pass. Preston's watching him just get around riders and disappear. You see he looked over his shoulder then. Oh, he goes down again. That's a slick section. It's been a terrible weekend for this kid.
Stewart down. It looks like he might have been stung too.
You see his clutch lever strap in the air. You see Jeremy Albrecht going, uh-oh, that's a points lead problem now. So once again, Preston is able to ride around that and make up some time and points. Watch it again. He's going to go jump this little double jump. As soon as his front wheel hits that little icy spot, no chance of saving it.
The bike just rolls right over on him. He's back up and running right now.
I was just about to say, Art, that he had a chance at the podium. Not anymore. Now he's got to be a little bit concerned about not going down again, to settle down and take care of that points lead.
So a tough way to end the 125 West before a break. of like 5 weeks. So James will have all kinds of time to recoup during that time. But Brock Sellers is on his way, maybe, to his 2nd career win. We'll be right back with the action. After winning his qualifying heat in round 2, an early crash gave him a sore neck and sternum, but he is right back in the action here in our round in Anaheim. The 5th round of action. Gosler is behind him. Brock Sellers had a 4th and a 9th in the previous 2 Anaheim races, with Gosler getting a 3rd in that first Anaheim race, but didn't fare as well in the next one.
He's starting to close a little bit, Art, so Sellers is going to start feeling that. See how close they are right there.
A crash on lap 13 for Gosler in the last race here, and he ended up in 20th.
Gosler has apparently decided, you know what, 2nd's not good enough for me. He's going to do what Stewart was trying to do and ride a little bit on the edge and on this slippery surface. Any spot you see of light-colored dirt is so slippery, and it's getting the better of these guys.
What did Preston tell us? This guy is going to make a mistake. I didn't believe him at the time.
Well, you know, I mean, I talked to Stewart for a couple hours yesterday, and it was so impressive to hear his approach, his way of thinking, and he goes, I don't make the same mistake twice, and he's been proven, he's made a believer out of me, but boy, he's a little bit off, you know, medication for the soreness of his ribs and stuff, it's just, something's not quite right there, and he's going to stew on this for the 6-week break before Houston and come back and correct the problem, I have a feeling.
Less than 4 laps to go for Brock Sellers. Can he capture his 2nd career victory? He would be the 4th different rider in this 125 West in the 5 rounds to win a race.
He's just got to stay steady and do what he's been doing. I don't think that Gosler is catching him fast enough to really be a problem unless he makes a big mistake.
His last win was in 1999 at Pontiac, and that's his only win so far. But he helps put KTM back on the map for the 2nd time on the year. Don't forget Pingree's fine win.
There's the gap. It's close, but it's not anything for Sellers to worry about.
Only 5/10 of a second difference. Gosler behind the front-running Brock Sellers.
That's so hard. See, Gosler's in a no-lose situation, really. You know, he can get in there and take a couple of chances and maybe make a mistake and not lose his position. Sellers, it's his to lose, and it's so hard. You know, we can see that gap, but I'll bet you for Sellers, it feels like about 2 inches.
For Sellers, it was a 4th and 9th. You saw it on the screen. His last races here at Anaheim. Boy, this has got to spell a big relief for him if he can hold on. Because Sellers, after that 4th place, got a 15th in San Diego and a 9th here back, as we mentioned, in Anaheim, and then had to go all the way to the LCQ to get in the main event in Phoenix, and then took a 5th place. We're coming up on a white flag the next time around for Brock Sellers. Number 18. This KTM program in the 125 has been amazing in the last 2 years.
I really felt for him last weekend. I mean, that was, not only did the bike seize on the takeoff, the front end broke completely away. There's Sellers' mechanic.
Mike Williamson.
This is a big turnaround from the misfortune they had last week, because Pingree was in 2nd place in the points, coming off a win, building steam. His chance to win the championship went down the drain a little bit, but Stewart, rather, as the white flag, has opened the door again a little bit.
Tedesco, who came into the night 2nd in points, 25 points behind Stewart, is currently in the top 10. But with his poor qualifying appearance, and he's had trouble getting through the field, we might have a big logjam up toward 1st place there.
Yeah, Stewart clear back in 13th. That's going to allow everyone to close the gap some.
On the final lap, Brock Sellers has got to be wondering now, please, don't anything go wrong with this bike. Don't make a mistake.
He's getting ready to lap his teammate, David Pingree. Pingree can at least celebrate a little bit as they cross the finish line and run a little block for him.
Sellers looking ahead to the checkered flag. Brock Sellers! His first win of the season. His second career victory. Gosler in second place. Sellers provides a fascinating situation before swinging over to the 125 E Series next week for us in Indianapolis. I've never seen a happier guy after the win. Here comes James Stewart.
Actually, he's got a long ways to go, Art. He's got the whoop section, the triple, the switchback, the rhythm section before he gets to the finish line. He's going to be a little bit disgusted with this. He's got high expectations and an incredible ability, and he blew it tonight.
Going down twice. James Stewart learning a lesson possibly that it isn't all possible to ride on the edge to get back in the race.
Making one last pass before the finish on Justin Buckaloo. And I'll tell you what, Billy Lanovich, Sellers and mechanic who finished third, he went across the finish line and whipped that, but he was completely upside down. That kid's going to be ecstatic with that third place.
He came into the season with a bad ACL. I wasn't sure that it was completely healed. I don't think it is. But he's a game young rider. One of the fine young riders in the game today is Sellers taking a victory lap. He's so happy. Let's hit the Suzuki results page while our winner takes out his joy with the fans. Gosler, a wonderful second place, his second podium. Lanovich, his first ever professional podium. Johnson, Preston, Olin, Johnson, Tedesco in 8th place. And Stewart in 11th. Can you believe it? Boy, never close your eyes during a race.
Especially this year. Yeah, this year has just been incredible. Nothing is solid.
Well, they're going to have to get out the computer, I think, to figure out. What about the points lead? Let's go down to Davey.
Well, I'm down here with Brock Sellers. Brock, it's been so long since you've been in the winner's circle. You're having a hard time getting organized, man. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. You know, I finally stayed on two wheels, got a good start, and I felt great out there. I just got to keep it up. I struggled the first couple rounds. I got in the lead here and crashed at the first round, and I've been injured a lot. This first weekend I rode without any tape on me, so it feels great.
I know you're a kid from Ohio, man. What's it mean to come out here and win it like the capital of the Supercross world, Edison International Field?
It feels great, especially with my Red Bull KTM Thor bikes. I really wanted to get a win for them. I mean, they've done so much in the last couple years coming into the sport of Japanese bikes, and now we're starting to, you know, catch up, maybe start dominating. So I'd like to thank Gary Samick and my brother and my girlfriend for sticking by me and helped me out this season, and my family back home, my dad, my mom, and it's been a great time.
Right on, Brock.
Thanks a lot.
So it answers our Suzuki storyline pretty well as a veteran comes up, and our points leader coming into the round did not fare that well. 4 wins, 4 different riders in 5 rounds for the 125 West. Round 5 of EA Sports Supercross has been brought to you by Suzuki, the reigning AMA 125 Eastern Region Supercross and Arena Cross champion. Speed Stick, power of nature for protection that smells good. And by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, and scooters. Round 5 of the 125 West, we now have 4 different winners. We take a look at the Suzuki results. Brock Sellers' first win since Pontiac in 2000. He answers the question of our Suzuki storyline earlier about veterans stepping it up, especially with James Stewart, the 16-year-old, going down twice, David.
Well, so far in the series, Stewart has been so impressive, and he's just wise beyond his years, but he is a rookie, and tonight he rode like that, but he has 6 weeks to regroup.
Chris Gosler, our second place on the podium. Let's go down to Davey.
Hi. Well, Chris, another good Anaheim ride, but once again, man, just 1 spot away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting closer every week, and I feel really good this year. My bike's just excellent, and I got a good team this year, so I have a feeling my time's coming soon.
It looked like you were a little more patient this time when you were riding in second at the end. Sellards just a little bit ahead of you, but he never made a mistake.
Yeah, for sure. Track's really slick, and I made a couple slight mistakes, and I decided to back off, and second's better than last.
Nice ride.
Thank you.
So how does it look as far as the Suzuki points page? A 21-point lead. Travis Preston moving into second place.
Well, Stewart, the concern there is that if he keeps hitting the deck 4 or 5 times a weekend, one of these times he just might not get up and end up with an injury, and Travis Preston will be right where he was hoping he'd be at the end of the series.
That's right. There's the second 5 now as Decker took a 10th to round out that top 10. David Pingree up to 7th place after his troubles last week. Let's go back to Davey.
Okay. Well, Billy, I want to be the first to welcome you to the podium. Your first professional podium, man. It must feel great.
Oh, thank you. It feels so good. The last 3 weeks haven't been good, and I finally get on here. It's so exciting. I just got out, got a good start, and just rode smooth.
I know that you grew up out here in California in front of all these fans, probably not this many. How's it feel in front of 45,000 people to get on the podium at Anaheim?
Oh, it feels so good. I can't even explain the feeling. I just thank all the fans for coming out. It's awesome.
I think you'll be up here again.
I sure hope so. If I can get some good starts and use my head and ride smart, I think so. Thanks.